Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
مرحبا بكم أخرج في جسر أقرى من تشينجاي بودكاست. يلا.
Anda sedang mendengar Cincai Podcast. Let's go.
Yo, welcome to Chincha. We keep it loose, two guys from SG. Now in no one's groove. Chill vibes, no stress, we keep it real. From east to the west, we got that feel.
Cincai berkisah, kita relax saja. Cerita hari-hari, memang ikut suka. Cincai tak kisah, buat apa kau mahu. Melbourne ke Singapura, kita jalan terus.
Chilling in the city, making moves. Cakap apa je kita tak pernah ragu. Culture, food, life, let's break it down. Dari sini ke sana, kita makin sound.
Cincai berkisah, kita relax saja. Cerita hari-hari, memang ikut suka.
Okay, cincai, cincai lah. Okay, cincai, cincai lah.
And welcome back to another Cincai podcast session. Oh my goodness. Alright, your host here, Hide is here.
Adrian is here.
Alright, welcome back to another Cincai podcast. Lagi satu kali, terima kasih macam biasa bosku. Alright, so today kita ada special program actually. So this program that what we are doing today is a bit part of the program that kita nak introduce. So it's what we call Otai Melbourne. Means Otai Melbourne means orang-orang lama di sini kira-kira. So today in the studio itself, first of all, I would like to welcome a special guest. So dia adalah salah satu orang lama yang duduk di sini di Melbourne itself. I think most of the Malay community knows who he is actually. But in saying that as well, Zul, kau kenal dia?
Hari first time jumpa.
Itu dia jahanam. Inilah orang tak campur. So
malu-malu.
nama dia Cik Zulkifli. Welcome Cik Zulkifli. How are you?
Sama dengan nama saya.
Jangan cakap sama.
Sama. I like.
Old Thai, one young Thai.
Jahanam.
Apa jahanam?
Okay, so dua-dua Zulkifli. So that's why Adrian actually in Melbourne ada banyak orang nama Zul. Betul tak? Betul. So alright. So macam biasalah, part of the Otai Melbourne is that the main motive kini of this session kan kita nak kenalkan lagi lebih about who is Cik Zul is in here, dah berapa lama dekat sini. So it's more of introduction lah to get to know him more. So first of all, welcome Cik Zul to Cincai Podcast live here in Melbourne as per usual. And then we would like to know, you dah berapa lama kat sini?
Apakah perasaan anda?
Nanti dulu.
Oh, belum.
Satu persatu.
Oh, okay.
Satu persatu.
Okay.
Alright. Mari Cik Zul, tell us more about yourself dalam perjalanan you kat sini. Okay, first thing first. What made you move here?
Okay, before that, first I like to say Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Tak boleh salam.
Anyway, thanks for the invite for you all play Cincai Podcast. I only dapat tahu tentang you punya how would someone put it you pay platform.
Alright.
Okay, so was invited by Hide. I'm very very delighted, sama excited lah.
Kira honoured lah. Cik malu-malu kan. Nampak
Dia berbual dah macam YB
macam YB lah. Alamak, tak diangkat.
Okay. So anyway, yes, thank you. Back to you punya question tadi. Okay, kalau nak cakap berada kat Melbourne, kalau biasa yang regular orang-orang lama kat sini I think some of them lagi lama daripada I lah. Okay, so I only been here masuk tahun ke-18 lah.
18
18 tahun. Well, I got 4 kids.
Okay.
My wife's here.
Is your kids all born here as well? Or?
Tak. My kids, macam mana diorang cakap half-half.
Half-half.
Oh, half.
Waktu diorang in secondary,
Oh, right.
I took them off lah, buat datang sini lah.
Nasib baik you cakap
Berhijrah.
half-half. I ingat half-half.
Itu
Mungkin sebelah ada lain nampak. Mungkin sebelah ada lain. Takut juga.
dah handphone dah off belum? Handphone
Dah.
dah.
Tak ada, nanti bos telefon. Okay. So yes, to answer your question, itulah dia about masuk 18 years.
18 years.
So your kids apa as in daripada secondary school, 4 semua kat secondary school?
No. Yang nombor 3, nombor 4, they
Sekejap Sekejap. Kira.
terpanjat juga tau kat studio dengan bunyi suara budak.
Okay.
Okay, so yang 2 tu in sekolah primary school lah. So yang lagi 2 tu baru jejak, kalau Singapore diorang panggil Sec 1 sama Sec 2.
Oh, okay.
So I just simply decided to see kalau dalam kita dalam agama Islam cakap mana negeri yang you pergi pun kira Allah Ta'ala punya bumi lah.
Yelah.
So berhijrah lagi better, you dapat expand you punya horizon, especially for yourself. For me. Sama budak-budak semua lah. Itu je my aim. So before you know it, dah 18 tahun.
Uish, lama juga. So bila your kids daripada, so kita tahu Singapore punya education system macam mana. Kan? So when they came over here, then macam mana diorang adapt to sini punya education system? Okay dah, how do they feel? Macam is it easy, lagi senang ke, you know?
I think kalau you cakap tentang the first time anybody yang berhijrah, of course first thing is you tak tahu sama ada you yourself boleh adapt lah to any country yang kita nak pergi lah. So I was hoping for, you know, kalau I boleh, I think insyaAllah my kids sama my wife pun boleh lah. I mean of course ada dia punya, orang kata ups and down lah. Waktu dah datang sini kan. Salah satu dia punya
challenge.
I wouldn't say challenge. I would say dia punya exposure. Exposure maksudnya daripada negeri, kalau cakap Singapore konon-konon kita negeri Islam with standard ethnic community. Kali you datang sini, sekali you tengok macam-macam.
Semua lain mazhab.
Bukan kata 4 mazhab je, macam-macam mazhab ada.
Okay.
I mean itu je lah dia punya pengalaman. So hopefully, you know, I memang daripada dulu my philosophy, kalau macam I decided nak bikin apa-apa, I believe in my principle is that I will do and regret. Whether I don't do, I regret. So that is my philosophy. So alhamdulillah lah.
Kira you doa, you ikhtiar, then you doa, then lepas tu you usaha, ikhtiar, dan lepas tu you tawakal lah.
Yes.
Kan?
Kalau to be honest, yes. Pasal apa? You know, kalau for me lah, dulu I tak believe sangat lah, tapi now as the year progress bila kita kat negeri sini negeri Melbourne, Australia ni, apa kata, when you stick to what dulu you ada pergi belajar agama, you listen to ustaz-ustaz cakap kalau you bikin sesuatu, you bangun pagi kerana dia, you makan minum kerana dia, you know, everything you believe, apa-apa you bikin kerana Allah Ta'ala, insyaAllah lah, you know. Dia will give you everything.
So what are some of the early challenges bila abang datang sini? I mean anak masih kecil, and then you know. I believe it's only you and your 4 kids dengan your wife.
Alamak.
Habis tak ada orang kat sini, you know.
Itulah dia.
So what are the early challenges? You know, sometimes kita pun ada kawan-kawan yang baru datang, you know.
Yes.
Daripada Singapura, Malaysia ke apa kan.
Ramai juga yang dah jadi macam extended family Tapi waktu sampai tu baru-baru kan. The first thing yang shocking me is, you know, banyak yang terdedah-dedah ya.
Terdedah-dedah macam mana?
Terdedah lah. Maksudnya you datang into a westernized country kan. Kan. You tengok Mak Saleh punya attitude dengan diorang punya pakaian dengan apa kan. Jadi cakap alamak, am I going to be culture shock? In the first place, am I going to be culture shock? Is my wife sama my kids going to be exposed to this all our life Pasal dia going to be exposed tak macam Singapore. Kita ada that standard routine lah bangun pagi, budak-budak pergi sekolah, you know, kita pergi kerja petang balik, you know, that kind of things. Itu je lah dapat tentang dia punya experiences. Initial but gradually bila budak-budak accustomed to, I mean, kalau kita cakap budak-budak, diorang easy tau.
Dia macam sponge.
Diorang si easy bounce to anything, you know. Diorang ini, kita yang orang kata orang lama ni masa nak absorb kan, alamak, just to capture kan the culture kat sini. Are we saying it right? Are we doing the right thing in order to blend in kan? Tapi kita tetap believe on kita punya culture punya apa value lah maksudnya itu je. Kalau you tak, then I think jangan cakap dekat Singapore pergi Melbourne aja, you pergi mana-mana negeri holiday pun you culture shock kan.
Kalau tak iman tak kuat pun susah juga. Betul. To be honest lah, you know. As you get older you supposed to get wiser lah, tapi you know, when I look down at my kids kan, alamak, it's for them. You know, it's for them. Kalau untuk kita dah tak ada apa-apa dah. Yalah, I think it's true so lah. Kalau kita mana-mana kita pergi, I mean sebagai orang Islam, you know, kalau kita tak not strong on our faith, especially kalau kita pergi westernized country
Yes.
That one is really a big challenge lah. Sebab tu kadang kita ada this macam community, you know, gathering macam KMIV, you know, that kind of stuff.
Betul.
Yang ada gatherings ni semua kan, hari raya lah apa semua, just to maintain the bond lah, ada class you know.
Betul.
You see, so it's just to maintain the bond dengan the rapport, and also the apa kata orang, there's sambil belajar lah kata orang ya.
Betul. I believe that. I mean, kalau you have to campur lah. Kalau you tak campur, to be honest, you know, some people dorang ada dorang punya own
puak.
No. Puak tu I believe kalau kita kat Singapore pun kita ada puak-puak. I mean, kita campur kita pergi group kawan kerja, you know. Yang mana aku geng, aku tak geng, that kind of thing, you know. Alamak, dia ni pekak pergi kaki. Ni kalau bahasa kasar kan, dia berak pergi kaki dia ni. That kind of things lah, you know. Tapi kalau kat sini you have to in order for you to lead by example kan. Budak-budak semua tengok kan. Kalau kita tak mix, you know, in the future nanti kita pun tak tahu what they will be.
Yalah.
I mean, I think I believe this is on me whatever I do is on me. So whatever happen to my kids also is on me. Pasal kita yang will reflect whatever they going to be in the future kan.
Betul.
Kalau tak kita tak make that approach, make that the first interaction, I think the kids pun, you know,
correct.
They will not be the same as what.
So parents in plays an important part lah, especially kalau dah migrate kan. Habis parents pun, you know, really plays an important role. I mean, setting as a role model for the children to follow lah. Betul. I mean, nak campur boleh campur.
Yes.
Tapi biar campur yang kena tempat lah kan.
Yeah, betul.
You know,
I mean, kita tak boleh stop.
Kita tak boleh stop
budak-budak punya dorang punya, I think they punya mixing lagi more lah. I would say kat sini kan, pasal macam kita buat tadi lah, you know. You have 4 ethnic group atau maybe an additional 5. Tapi kalau kat sini banyak, lampau banyak.
Sini memang lain bang.
Lampau banyak sangat.
Sini lain. Correct. Habis so since your time daripada 18 tahun abang kat sini
Yeah, masuk 18 tahun.
18 tahun. So what are some of the changes that you have seen so far? From the time you are here. Yes, betul abang kata ada orang lagi lama daripada abang, daripada kita ni semua kan.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean just based on your experience lah.
Kalau
what you have seen so far.
Kalau in terms of kalau you cakap in terms of general well-being, Okay, datang sini you jumpa people, tapi you nak interact susah initially. Pasal apa? You have to learn a lot of things that you have to adjust yourself dulu before you start to be independent. Meaning bila Pak Yu tanya kenalan kat sini before, now dah jadi extended family lah. Before them dorang kenalan Okay, I want to get some stuff gini-gini. Diorang cakap, ini kau gini. And then you ask another person, the other person give you a different the other person pula lagi satu advise you macam gini. Cakap, alamak, macam mana?
Bingung pula
jadi bingung. Cakap, alamak. But they been here long, so they struggle more than me. So waktu I sampai, a few of macam let's say kalau kedai, in terms of places to go, was a bit hard. Now dah a lot of conveniences.
Banyak kedai makan di sini sekarang, banyak kedai Melayu je.
Dah banyak. Before that was, you expected on the weekend je, That same kedai you will jumpa that 4 person yang you tanya tu, you will jumpa orang kat situ tau.
Dia punya puak kat situ lah.
Dah tak ada pergi mana-mana dah. Semua kat situ. But now you can have extended family yang banyak, kat sini ada lagi. Kalau kedai makan sini ada, kat sini ada, kat situ ada, Dah banyak lah, dah banyak. I mean, itu yang I rasa my experiences. Tapi tak jadi masalah. Sebab apa? Macam mana cakap some people dia mesti nak makan benda tu. Okay?
Ngidam.
Macam for me okay lah, apa-apa I will makan lah. You tak cerewet lah. Sedap tak sedap belakang cerita lah. Sebab janji you dapat, basic maksudnya macam mi, nak makan mi okay, dia tu jual mi tapi tak sedap, tak macam Singapore punya mi mama whatnot. Tapi you dapat mi lah kan, aside from apa itulah how to say the struggling itu je lah kalau pada I. For me,
for the struggling as in terms of cari makan.
Cari makan, the basic thing lah. Other than that, I rasa tak ada masalah.
Tapi
lah.
Macam in terms of cost of living daripada abang baru datang, then gradually the number of years you are here.
Cost. Kalau cakap pasal cost of living, I tak ada issue kat sini. Pasal apa? I cakap tak ada issue because Singapore kita fast pace fast pace. You have fixed income. Kat sini is unlimited. You nak bikin extra money, you boleh bikin extra money. And apa you can do whatever you wanted to do, whereby is unlimited resources that you boleh dapat. To be honest, unlimited resources is antara you ask
berani terjun ke tak?
Berani terjun, you ask the right question to the person that you met. Then I think insyaAllah you can move forward a lot.
So kira abang bila baru as abang tinggal sini dah lama, as the years goes along, you also take the opportunity to learn other skills lah.
Yes,
to earn the extra income.
Yes.
Kan apa kira hustle lah for the sake of the family.
You be shocked, First time I datang sini, the first job extra money that I earn, how you tengok movie dorang hantar surat khabar kan.
Macam gitu
that's what I did. I teach my kids, semua. All the 4 of them dengan my daughter, I start to buy family car lah, van. So 800 newspaper masuk letterbox tau. All my 4 kids semua bikin masuk letterbox petang-petang. Just to earn extra money.
Biar susah dulu. Senang kemudian. Macam gitu.
I mean, bukan cakap kita nak orang kata child labor atau inilah kan, tapi to teach them that you when you start struggling now, if you get far in the future, you know where you came from.
Correct.
You pandang dulu, aku dulu, bapak aku ajar, how to earn extra money, masuk surat khabar, masuk pamphlet kat letterbox. So when you go older, you work, you start to realise that orang bawahan you, kalau you were to be someone in charge atau you success in your life, you look at people below you, you respect them because you've been there before.
Correct.
You know,
I like your style.
Yeah, right.
Betul, dengar tu betul. Kau ingat apa?
Betul.
Start from the bottom. Work your way up.
But I think it's true. Remember our last podcast kita talk about being able Australia. I mean, in Australia, basically, if you have the skills, you are willing to learn, or even if you don't have the right skills, but you're willing to pick up, like what Cik Zul, Abang Zul cakap lah. This is another way of earning extra income lah.
Yeah, like I said again, based on kita tadi balik the last podcast itself. Yes, it's all about opportunities at the end of the day. It depends on apa you punya matlamat.
Matlamat,
betul tak? If your matlamat, you set your goals correct, you set your priorities right, InsyaAllah everything will be coming. Coming your way in a way kan. Yep. And also jangan lupa doa perantau is always very strong. Doa perantau selalu dimabulkan. That's why there's always saying but people don't. I would say people don't take it as a whole, as keyakinan. They just see what comes may go, and it is what it is by the end of the day kan.
Correct.
So like I say again, Cik Zul is one of the, I would say, one of the examples, okay, that you can see as when he first comes in, and then slowly you see how the journey he work his way out in a way. So in the long run itself, it's not easy because mentality,
correct.
mentality must be set.
Yep.
Then after that financially, then physically, pidik Cik Zul tak sakit. I have seen you struggling at that point of time.
Yes. I mean itu I think maybe kalau orang cakap bila Pak Yu sakit dia ni lupa daratan lah. Allah Ta'ala cakap nak kena kasih dia sakit
100%.
sikit.
100%.
Sometimes you don't know.
Sometimes you don't know tu. Sometimes pada I lah Allah Ta'ala kasih sakit sikit lah supaya dia ingat sikit kan, tak lupa daratan.
Jangan speaking Aussie, you know what I'm trying to say.
So you see, even like now sekarang you dengar dia berbual gini, tapi bila dia berbual dengan Aussie, dia petelo lain.
Wah, mana telo?
Cakap Jawa.
Cakap Jawa. Mas Alif faham Jawa.
Jawa Aussie.
Jawa Aussie.
No. I mean, tak lah. Kalau macam kita, you have to be
flexible
in the setting lah. Mana-mana you pergi lah. Kalau macam you kawan dengan, kita ada macam kita berbual ethnic community kalau kita jumpa kawan-kawan Cina, kita Singapore kita biasa cakap Hokkien ke, cakap Mandarin ke, cakap Cina Hanyu Pinyin ke. Kalau kita jumpa kawan India, kita ada that basic cakap India lah. Tapi kalau kena Aussie, itu yang selalu je kita rasa macam kena maki je kan.
Macam kena jam gitu kan.
Pasal Aussie kan, kalau pada I bila Pak I starting kerja, diorang banyak ketawakan alamak dia ni tak pandai-pandai pada diorang To be honest, I kasih you scenario kalau kat Singapore kita kerja. Okay, where you going? Going back. Okay, going back. Kat sini, I first time let myself a job. Where you going? Going back. Back where? Going back home. Oh, I thought you said you want to go back. You just came from back there. Now you go back.
Kena goreng.
Sama lah, I think it's the same scenario when I first came kan diorang cakap, hey mate, hey gone. Go where? Betul tak? Cakap bener dia cakap hey you gone mate. Yeah, going where, bro? I'm trying to figure out. So lu punya dia cakap, how are you going today? Oh,
I think every migrant yang datang sini, I mean Singaporean ke Malaysian, mesti ada, you will come to this part where you are jam ah.
Yeah.
The way their lingo,
The lingo
I
is,
also experience the same thing sih.
Okay.
Bila baru datang pun terperanjat juga. Apa servo, avo, asal semua di belakang ada O.
Tu tak apa, so asyik kena maki je dalam hati aku kan. Alamak, macam kata kat Singapore kalau di Singapore memang sial lah kau sorry pendengar.
boleh
bahasa
kita
kasar.
cincai campak tu. Komentong kat belakang tu nampak.
Topekong.
Kita cakap macam sial lah, you know, that kind of thing, you know, tak boleh pakai lah gini-gini kan. Kat sini masalah. Oh, fuck off.
Diorang pakai tu F word dah macam dah macam biasa lah.
Dia patutnya you not working mate. Dah fuck all mate. You know, everything semua kena maki.
Tapi yang kena maki tu, dia tak mean you maki you.
Correct.
It's just a word for
Diorang
them.
ambil bahasa,
You see? Itu dia berbeza tau.
Kita pun mula kena, aku kena jam sial. Alamak sial lah.
Dia ni maki.
Cakap salah, cakap ni kena maki. Kena maki. I mean, I don't know, that's me I kena kan.
Babi
I don't know about
betul
you all.
Babi betul.
Betul lah. Even that day berbual dengan satu contractor tau kat kerja. So he was talking to the manager lah. Dah tengah discuss lah. Lepas tu dia pakai tu F word, bang all the way tau. Lepas tu saya tanya, then when he talk to me, I said, can you don't use the F word with me? Lepas tu dia ketawa tau. Say, why you so scared? It's part of Aussie language. Cakap, okay.
You see, that's the funny thing I think it's just we boil it down to tradition and culture. Okay,
correct.
So in Asia, not in Singapore, in Asia, kalau you cakap something macam fuck you lah, this one, it's offensive. Okay,
Yes.
but down here opposite.
Opposite.
You tak maki, they find you offensive.
Yes.
Apa? Kau ingat apa?
Then that day during the conversation, back to the same topic kan. Then my manager keep pushing me. Adrian, use the F word on him. It's okay. They are used to it. Use it. Lepas tu bila aku cakap the F word, semua dah terkekek lah. Pas aku cakap masih ada that Singlish tau. You get what I mean? So Abe, you know, that's how they find the funny, the kelakar part lah. You know, but then but then when they speak too fast, Azul akan cakap can you please slow down? Singlish, mate, Singlish.
Yeah.
Pas lagi dah ketawa. Why Singlish? Singapore English.
Yeah.
Not, you don't speak to me the BBC English, mate.
BBC English.
Kalau budak-budak aku ada there were once macam satu budak New South Wales yang used to come over, dia doing inspection that time lah, where I'm working last time. Dia suka pakai bastard. Sikit-sikit bahasa berbual bastard. Cakap, kalau macam some of the English people tengok bastard tu, actually bastard child tu kira anak luar nikah. You know, to some of them. Kita tak tahu kan. Kau panggil bastard, kau panggil aku anak luar nikah. Padahal dia pun natural, dia pun normal punya lingo, you know. Dia panggil budak Nusantara bastard.
So normal lah. I think that's a normal thing lah. Okay, alright guys, we're gonna take a break. Alright, we will come back after this session. Okay? Give me one.
Nantikan lagi, banyak lagi nak dikongsi. We'll be back for the next session.